Hi, welcome to my channel. Things cannot stay the same when you do this. When you make this decision, it is impossible for things to stay the same. When you decide that you are no longer going to focus on what you consider to be an issue that you need to fix, so you are taking your attention away from what you think is getting in the way of what it is that you want, that you're trying to mend, and you decide what outcome you want. If you were to decide to feel like the person, so pretend, you're just pretending to be the version of you, the person that is living this life that you want, whatever that is, whatever you want out of life, can you pretend to be that person? You don't have to walk around like it day in, day out, all day long, nothing like that, but you are deciding what you want and deciding where your focus needs to go. So you're feeling, if you were to feel like that person, your subconscious mind does not know that that is not you, does not know that you're pretending. Even if you were to bring in a version of you from the past that did feel like this, your subconscious would not know, oh, they're bringing a version from the past, that's not real. It just feels, it thinks of everything as now. So everything you feel is an instruction to your subconscious mind. So that's an instruction to show you this in your 3D reality. So if you are continually focusing on what you consider to be an issue you need to fix, then instead of fixing that issue, what you're doing is holding that issue where it is, holding your 3D reality as it is with whatever this thing, this person, whatever's going on is doing now, with your constant observation of it, you're constant trying to fix it. So that's where your attention is. So where your attention goes, energy flows. The manifestation that you're doing for like however long in the day you're doing that is not your focus, is not where your energy is. Your energy is on this problem that you're trying to fix. But if you decide to put that to one side, put all of that to one side, it isn't important, as in it's not going to help you. Ooh, I got a little money spider there. Ooh. Sorry, it was a bit of a distraction. I thought it was going to go in front of the lens any moment now. Okay, if you were to decide to put your only focus is on what you want, is on the outcome you want and the version of you that can feel that now. There is a version of you. You can feel that now. You can feel how that would feel. And if you've never experienced it before, you might say, well, I've never experienced it before, so I can't conjure up that feeling. Well, you can, because you can just make a feeling up. It doesn't matter. It's whatever it is to you. How do you think it would feel? Have a go at that and start being that version of you, that version of you that is optimistic, that's hopeful, that version of you that knows that this is possible. If you can't be the version of you that feels like you already have it, because that's quite difficult, I appreciate that, you can be the version of you that's determined that this is going to happen. Just feel that determination. Take your focus away from what you don't want. Take your focus away from a problem, from fixing a problem. Take your focus off of that undesirable that you're trying to fix, you're trying to mend, because nothing needs mending, nothing is broken. It just is a version of reality that you're seeing at the moment. Doesn't have to be the ongoing version of reality. Everything changes, doesn't it, in life? And that's all according to our energy at the time. So if you decide that I'm no longer going to give all of my energy to fixing this problem because I am holding myself in this state, holding myself in an undesirable reality, I cannot get anything different whilst I still keep living as that person, living as that version of me that everything's going wrong for, that things aren't working out for. That's the version of me I'm living with day in, day out. That is the energy I have, that is the frequency I have. So that is what I'm going to see in my reality, because nothing else is possible. So you either not care at all, so you know what it is that you want, you have clear focus on what you do want, but you don't care how that's going to happen. You're not caring for all the little bits in between. You're like, oh well, give a fuck, you know, that is what it is at the moment, but that is not going to impact me. If you're developing that attitude within, that feeling, that vibration, that frequency, that is what you're going to see. You're going to see that stuff that you want come into your life, because you are stepping away from fixing something that you cannot possibly fix. All you can do is keep it where it is by doing that, by constantly going back to where you are now that you don't like and feeling it and engaging with thoughts on it, indulging in those thoughts that are negative, that are backing up this version of reality. You hold yourself there. It's the observer effect in quantum, the Zeno effect. okay, I have to get this because I'm observing it and watching it, and I'm kind of expecting this, and I'm vibrating this. This is my frequency, so of course this is what I'm going to get. If I want something different, I have to change that frequency, and I first do that by knowing that I cannot keep focusing on the problem. It's not a problem. Again, it isn't a problem. I cannot keep focusing on this version of reality. I know it's there. I'm not trying to ignore it. I'm just going to accept it for what it is at the moment. A temporary, it's a fluid interpretation of what's going on in your subconscious at the moment. That's all it is. And that can change. So that changes by, first of all, you saying, I have to do something different. I'm either going to feel the version of me that does have this and see what that feels like. How would that feel? Okay, and evoke that. That's my focus. Or I'm going to detach from it. I'm just going to get on with my life and go, oh, well, whatever. That's perfect. Or I am going to just pretend to be the version of me that has this. Just going to pretend, walk around in a pretend state. I'm going to be an actor in a movie, in my own movie, and I'm going to see how it feels just to pretend, because your subconscious doesn't know you're pretending. It's just going with a feeling. So you can go back to a version of you that was determined and was hopeful, whatever, if you have that in the past, bring that feeling back in. If not, just pretend to be it. That's all you're doing. Don't worry about believing it. This stuff is not about belief. I do have pretty much 100% belief now. My mind is now like, yeah, you've done this, it is going to happen. But that has taken like nearly 9 years, so it's a long time. It's probably about 10 years actually, because I was into this way back, but just not as much. And I was talking to somebody about this today, and she said, how long did it take you? But what happened was the knowing feeling came way before that, but I questioned it. My mind questions it. But what happens now is my mind doesn't question it, but that's just happened naturally. I haven't made that happen. I haven't tried that. As long as you have a feeling of possibility, that's really all you need, and a no focus on, or not much focus on, something that you're trying to fix. Because it's not your job to fix anything. You don't need to do that. Your job is to focus on the outcome. Your job is to know what you want, get clarity on it, know it's possible, and get on with your life. That's all your part in this is. The rest of it is not up to you. It is not your job to, you're the script writer, but it's not your job to direct and produce. It's just writing the script, and you let everybody else do their bit. So whatever part of you is working towards you getting what you want, you leave it to that, because your mind ain't gonna do it. I promise you, it isn't. So it's all about knowing that it's possible, feeling it, and even if you cannot walk around and feel as if you are the version of you that has this, you can just evoke the feeling of the desire for it. So the main thing you want to do, this is the key here, is to stop giving focus and indulging in thoughts that back up the version of reality that you don't want. Stop that. That needs to stop today, like literally today, because you can go on and on and on like that, and you'll never see what you want. That is the key part, and if you were to just do that, that would probably be enough. But if you want to add anything else in, and you cannot pretend to be the version of you that has it, just bring in the wish for it, the actual clarity on what it is that you want, and that actual strong desire for it. Sit with that for about 30 seconds, let it go. But your key point is to stop going and trying to fix something. Stop that. There was a study done, which I've mentioned this study before, and it just says it all really, that it's much more important for people to drop negativity than it is to try and be positive. Don't worry about the trying to be positive, just try and stop the negative stuff. That will be enough. That would literally be enough. You don't have to force positivity, you don't have to force belief, you don't have to force anything, expectation. You don't want expectation anyway, but you don't have to force expecting it. You don't want to force anything. What it is cutting back on the stuff that's holding you back. The stuff that's holding you back, I almost guarantee, will be you going, yeah, but I want this, but this is showing no signs of that, and this happened like this, so you're proving to yourself all of the time that you are right, that this is not going to happen because, and then you're trying to manifest against it. So stop trying to manifest and just look at not indulging those thoughts that are holding you back, the thoughts that are backing up the reality that you don't want to see, because every time you go back to them and try to fix them, you are living in them, so you are the frequency of them, so you are going to see more of that, right? Okay, thanks so much for watching. I'm an author, manifestation coach, and a mindset coach.